Okay, so I got My Little Pony, and that'll lead me to another point here. Is eventually then I had I worked on some shows like Sonic the Hedgehog and Double Dragon and stuff, and then I had my first audition for an anime series, which was a show called Ranma One Half. You know? Yeah. Ooh yeah. So I played Moose in Ranma, which was totally cool. Yeah. Shampoo! Ranma! When did your face become so hairy? Oh yeah, and yeah. For those of you that don't know Ranma, and I didn't either, I mean the only anime I had seen up until then was Akira, or Akira, if you prefer, right? Which I loved. So I didn't know anything about Ranma when I went in for it, and so day one we're recording, and you know my character's named Moose, and I'm thinking that's a bit weird. He looks like a girl.
Brett, how old were you when you did Ranma?
15.
Wow.
16, something like that. It was in high school, so something like that. Wow. Yeah, it was a long time ago. Let's not talk about that. But okay, so day one, and I had a hard time picking up my character anyway because he looked like a girl. I'm like, so this is you. What, behind the girl? Oh, okay, that's him. All right, anime. All right, sure. And I've played many characters that look like girls ever since, and a few girl characters actually. Strangely enough, no, that's not true at all. Not yet, anyway. I'm trying. I auditioned for Misa and Death Note, didn't pan out. And I cosplayed for the audition. Maybe that was what did it. I did not shave my legs. That's probably what did it. No, I think I freaked him out. I had a bit of a beard going too, so. It's like if you're at a convention and you see, you know, a dude dressed up as Sailor Moon, who's got like a full beard. It's off-putting and disconcerting, right?
Are you gonna take a photo?
Yeah. No,
Can people actually cosplay for the audition?
No.
That'd be awesome.
So we tried to go the extra level.
I did hear a story though, I think it was from another voice actor. It was an on-camera audition, so it wasn't a voice audition. But he was auditioning for like a clown of some sort. So he actually went all out and rented like a clown costume, put on the makeup and stuff. And it turned out in the long run that there was some kind of a mix-up with the descriptions and stuff. So he was reading for like a lawyer or something along those lines. So he shows up in a full-on clown outfit, and now he's, you know, oh, that's got to be awkward. Yeah. So my moment with Ranma in the studio is once I figured out who I was playing and got over the fact that his name was Moose and not like the animal, but like the stuff you put in your hair or the stuff you eat. It's delicious. Oh. Does anybody have any chocolate mousse in the audience right now? You put your hand up for a second. You got mousse right now? Come on. Jared, did you bring enough for the entire class? Okay, so we're working our way through the script. It's good. He's a zany character. He's nuts, and he's, you know, totally leads with his heart and has all sorts of cool weapons and stuff. And so I'm in the booth with the cans on. Cans are headsets. And we get to the next slide. I hear that. I'm just about to start talking. About, oh, that's not me. This says Moo-Moo-chan. I don't know what that is. And they go, what? And they're all laughing back. They're like, okay, we got something to tell you about this character, Brad. Yeah, what's that? All right, well, he just got splashed with water, right? Uh-huh. Well, now he's going to turn into a duck. A duck? That's right, a duck. Okay. So what am I supposed to do with this duck character?
Quack.
Quack? Quack like a duck. Yeah, quack like a duck. Can you quack like a duck for us, Brad? Yeah, perfect. Okay. So next 4 pages of quacking, right? And that was actually a lot of fun because I have since played a lot of animals that don't necessarily speak, and that was kind of my first introduction to it, where, you know, the duck is angry and happy and, you know, selfish and hungry and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, there's different emotions within the quacking depending on what the... Yeah, I got very method when it came to the duck acting. For the human characters, no, I just do what I do. But for the duck, I built myself a coop. Spent a lot of time in ponds eating breadcrumbs. Yeah, was chased by many dogs. It's actually painful memories. Let's not talk about that either.
Did you develop a waddle?
Did I? A waddle? Oh, I always had the waddle. I think I was born to play that duck. Good times. Good times. I know there was a question in there which was, you know, it's awesome being a voice actor. But
The answer is yes.
I was gonna mention too that I'm not a full-time voice actor. I'd love to be, but I do have a real job as well, like everybody else. I know it's so humiliating, right? I mean, the voice acting is the dream job, right? But unfortunately, it doesn't pay the bills and keep food on my table. So I have a real job as well, which is graphic design, illustration. I'm an art guy, so these conventions are perfect for me because I'm a big dork. So I come here and I see all the creativity, and it just makes me go home and build things, you know. I like to build lots of things. I'm a total Halloween nerd, so, you know, I appreciate all the costumes that I see all the time. It gives me ideas and inspiration, and I'm constantly grilling people that make, so how do you make this? Okay, no, because I'm working on something right now, and I'm having a bit of tricky part with that, and so you get all these ideas, and then it's good times. Yeah, it's a pretty cool gig. And I mean, if it wasn't for Gundam Wing, I wouldn't even have known that anime conventions existed. So getting the opportunity to travel to places I really have no business being, and meeting all sorts of people, and you know, yeah, I have to talk a bit about myself, but which is hard at times, but whatever. But I get to talk to all you guys, and it's a lot of fun. So it's awesome. There was a question, yes.
Will they be picking up the third season for Black Lagoon?
Oh.
Or is Roberto's Blood Trail?
That's an excellent question. Okay, so Black Lagoon we did the first 2 seasons of, and we had just finished the second season when the company that was releasing it kind of vanished. So the whole second season was held in limbo, and we didn't know what was going to happen, and we were, you know, it was sad. Like, oh, this show could just totally turn into nothing, which would be unfortunate because it's such a fun show, and we just finished it. And then, luckily enough, Funimation picked it up. They picked up the second season. And when I heard that, I was a bit nervous too. I'm like, are they going to recast and redo the whole thing? But they kept our recordings. So I guess they purchased those along with the rights. And they released it just as it would have been released anyway. So now there's a third season that's been released in Japan. And as far as I know, Funimation has the rights to that in North America as well. What's happening with that show, I have no idea. I'd love to be able to reprise my role, but I mean, the logistics of that alone might make it impossible. I don't really know. Now, it would suck, obviously, if I got recast. It would suck for me. But Marika, who plays Rebby, I can't picture anybody else playing Rebby right now, so that would actually piss me off to have somebody else play Rebby, just because I fell in love with the character, right? But who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. Here's hoping. If Funimation is listening, I would love to do it. Please. I'll cook you dinner. I'll clean the booth. I'll bitch and moan until you say yes. Good at that. Yeah. Yeah, so here's hoping. Are there more questions? Or? Yeah?
How do you feel about that potato chips?
So this is why I was trying to talk the whole time so we could avoid stuff. Like, no, I'm just kidding. Okay. So Death Note. I played Light in Death Note.
There was like a wave of blues.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool show, right? So we get to episode 8, I believe.
It was only
I think it's episode 8.
Only 8 in it.
And you know, we start to see Light going a little off. You know, he's starting to think he's crafty and all that kind of stuff. So he hides a TV in a bag of potato chips. And you know, out of the blue, at some point, he takes a potato chip and eats it, right? And you know, there's fireworks and sparkles and things that come out of this chip. The most epic. You know, I think that chip was bad, actually. Like I don't think that was fresh at all because I've never seen a chip do that when I ate it. Right? And he eats it in like a freeze frame. So, I mean, I chuckled a little bit when I read that line, then I forgot about it altogether. Then I went to my first convention, you know, after Death Note had come out, and I got people throwing potato chips at me. do the line, here, eat this potato chip stuff. And then I realized, okay, it's not just me that got a chuckle out of it. Like, I guess other people were chuckling too, and it became the staple, man. Yeah, that's what I get a lot. So you're in Death Note? Do the potato chip line.
So you do lie?
Oh, I kind of half did it. Yeah. I'll take a potato chip and eat it. So silly. You know, like there's so many voice actors that have worked on, you know, awesome shows. You know, and I've worked on a lot of awesome shows too. And they'll have like epic lines, you know, from battle cries and things that they get to do. And then mine's potato chip line. So it's a lot of fun when you're on a panel with a bunch of other voice actors. There's people like asking to do specific lines from their shows and like all very heroic, blah, blah, and then okay, do that line from Death Note. Like, I'll take a potato chip and eat it. What kind of show is this? Yes. And then I'll do the laugh and freak them all out.
These are not the miniskirt line.
See, okay, yes, yeah, I'm not alone then. How does that line exactly go?
Roy Mustang looked dead sexy in a miniskirt and asked Big Mignon to say it like every convention he goes to, and he refuses to do it now.
Yeah. See, the embarrassing part about that, well, one of many embarrassing parts about, saying lines. First of all, when you're alone in a booth doing any kind of voice acting, there's nobody watching. It's great, man. You can just go nuts, and it doesn't matter what you look like, whatever. And then you come to a convention, and people want you to say a line like that, and all the cameras come up. So, I mean, I feel bad, because if my parents ever, search me on YouTube, it's basically me eating potato chips. There's probably like 100 clips of me eating potato chips or laughing maniacally. Very, very strange stuff. Yeah, so it's one thing when you're doing it, in a vacuum or in a bubble, and then it's one thing when you have to do the exact same stuff in front of people. It's a bit frightening. But, you shine it on. What are we going to say? No? Do the potato chip line. No. Don't feel like it. Does this panel have your name on it? No, it's my name. I do what I want. Whatever. Yeah.
And I was wondering, you mentioned you did voice acting for Sonic the Hedgehog before. I was just wondering which one. There were 2 Sonic the Hedgehog shows in 1993, both with the same name.
Yeah.
One was based off of Archie Comics, the other one was more based off of the video game.
Sad
Yeah.
AM. Sad AM.
There's been like 30 different Sonic the Hedgehogs since it was created. I have no idea which one it was. Okay, this is what I did on Sonic the Hedgehog. See, I was hoping you weren't going to ask me anything about Sonic the Hedgehog. I said, yeah, I worked on Sonic the Hedgehog, no big deal. And we'll leave it at that. No, you had to call me out. This was my role on Sonic the Hedgehog. We'll be right back with Sonic the Hedgehog. And they go to commercial. Back at you with Sonic the Hedgehog. Like that type of thing. I was the guy that led you into the commercials and led you back from the commercials. I mean, the good thing was I was in every episode. The bad thing was I recorded my entire role in probably about 10 minutes. So, but hey, I mean, that was my second cartoon, I think, so it was still pretty big for me. I knew what Sonic was. So, yeah, that was that. Yeah.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
You were Nightcrawler in the new X-Men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you audition with a German accent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was X-Men Evolution, one of my favorite shows. Yeah, all right. I love it, man. Yeah, so I played Nightcrawler. Which was totally cool, because I mean I knew X-Men obviously, so you get that audition, you get freaked out, and then when you get cast you get really excited. And the show, what do we do, 4 seasons of that? It wins an Emmy and then gets canceled. Absurd.
Cartoons
It was getting so good too. The writing on, I love the art style, and the writing I thought was phenomenal. They were introducing characters in a really good way, and they were opening up so many storylines that they could bring in, and we were just ramping up. We were just starting to take, a good path to awesome, although it was already pretty awesome. And then, yeah, they just vanished. Oh, why? So yeah, when I auditioned, I auditioned with a thick German accent. I had never really done an accent before for anything, so it was, Guten Tag, Herr Avalanche. Now that you have swept my fallen off of the feet, perhaps you would enjoy being, how do you say, hit over heels. Like I did all the little nuances I kind of snuck in there. And so for the first episode, recorded it kind of like that, a little more tame. And then I got a note for like the second episode saying, okay, Brad, right now he's, kind of German. No, he's like American German. We're afraid the kids aren't going to understand a word he's saying, so can we make him more like German American or whatever the right term is. So I couldn't do any of the tricks. Like anytime you see like a German general and stuff, there's certain ways that they talk, right? They, I couldn't say that. I had to say way instead of they. So it became a bit modeled, Chicks think they're fuzzy. I love the smell of bacon in the morning. So it became very subtle. It became very Americanized, which is cool. But I mean, if anybody made fun of me, I just bounced away and it was all good.